That breaking news in Los Angeles County right now, and you're looking at some new images coming tonight out of that area. It's a new fast-moving fire. That fire tonight forcing thousands of residents to evacuate as crews are working right now to protect homes there. Thanks for being with us at 11 tonight. I'm Golston Dart.
And I'm Leanne Denyer. Tonight, crews are making progress against that fire, but the danger is not over just yet. The fire started just east of Castaic Lake. Winds pushing that fire west towards homes and businesses. And we want to show you on the map here. You can see just how close it is to the Palisades and Eaton fire. We have another look, though, at those flames. It's really difficult to look like given what everyone down in Southern California has been dealing with. You can just see that glow and those flames moving through this area with a lot of dry grass. Yeah, the wind's just pushing it right along through that dry fuel. Here's the latest on what we know with what's called the Hughes fire. The fire has grown to more than 10,000 acres. Containment at last count tonight, 14%. So they are getting some ground on that. Now 50,000 people have been ordered to evacuate or told to be ready to. At one point, the flames forcing crews to shut down I-5 through the Grapevine, but it's reopened. And Veronica Miracle is in Castaic with more, where crews are working into tonight to try to contain those flames.
Right now, 31,000 people are currently under mandatory evacuation orders. We are just 45 minutes away from the last deadly and destructive fire that burned in Los Angeles just a few days ago, the Eaton fire. This is the Hughes fire that you're looking at, and you can see the flames roaring behind us over that hillside. Luckily, the fire is burning right now in an area that is desolate. It's just shrubs and a lot of plants, and it's not moving toward residences, but there is, of course, major concern that winds could shift, winds could pick up and blow embers in the direction of houses, of businesses. There's also an RV park just right over the hill there. So firefighters have descended upon this community coming from the Eaton fire and the Palisades fire, moving over here. About 4,000 of them are working to make sure that they can contain this overnight and take advantage of cooler temperatures and lower winds. Veronica Miracle, CNN, Castaic, California.
And of course, that is one of the big concerns when we see these wildfires, is if the wind picks up an ember and all of a sudden we're dealing with a big, drastically different situation.
Absolutely. We've seen what happened over just the past couple of weeks. So yeah, a lot of people on edge. So let's go to Heather right now. Talk a little bit more about the winds and how things are looking out there, Heather.
Yeah, so the fire's been burning for about 12 hours now. And when it started at about 10:30 this morning, the winds were quite a bit stronger. They have backed off, but the wind is going to pick up again tomorrow afternoon. So this is certainly what we would call a wind-driven fire, burning in a lot of dry grass and brush, which we've seen plenty of grass fires here in Northern California. We know how quickly they can grow, even with just a little bit of a breeze. So this is the latest fire perimeter from CAL FIRE. Again, over 9,400 acres at this point. All the areas in red, those are evacuation orders. Areas in yellow down towards Santa Clarita, those are the evacuation warnings. Zoom in a little bit closer here. Each of these icons, that's one of CAL FIRE's Firehawk helicopters that they use overnight for those water drops. They're going to be focusing on the southern end of this fire, and specifically they want to keep it to the east of I-5 and to the east of Castaic Creek, or at least that dry creek bed which runs right here on the west side. There are a lot more homes, and with winds expected to pick up out of the northeast, there is concern, again, for, as Leanne mentioned, embers to get picked up if any of those hot spots tend to reignite. But the fire kind of laying down a little bit here tonight. The winds weaker, still gusting to 33 miles per hour on top of Warm Springs Mountain. That's not far from where the fire started. The head of the fire has moved much farther south at this point. But our model showing tomorrow afternoon, places like Santa Clarita and Acton, some of those mountain crest points gusting close to 40 miles an hour again. By the time we get to Friday, things much improved, and this weekend, actually some beneficial rain chances. I'll show you what that looks like, and of course we'll take a look at our forecast too in a few minutes.
And of course, fire crews working as they also continue to make progress on both the Palisades and Eaton fires in Los Angeles County today. CAL FIRE said that those two fires are now ranked as California's second and third most destructive wildfires.
Yeah, they were just so devastating. The Palisades fire has burned more than 23,000 acres. Containment's up to 68%. And then the Eaton fire, the one by Altadena, burned about 14,000 acres. It's 91% contained.
Excuse me, we'll continue to follow this newest fire burning in Southern California, as well as the Palisades and Eaton fires, both here and online. And of course, you can always get information sent right to your phone by downloading the KCRA 3 mobile app. Be sure to turn on your push notifications.